Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to the Macro Lounge. I am, of course, your co-host Chris Bold, joined by the queen of all sniffles and sparkles this week, Rachel Mead from Tauranga. So she's sparkly and sniffly today. She's a double S.
Be kind to me,
How
guys.
we doing?
A little bit sick, but that's okay. I think
sick.
something's going around at the moment because a lot of people are telling me that they are sick at the moment.
So today's episode is one a lot of competitors, they don't think about enough, but it's been brought up quite a bit. They don't really think about it until about, a week out from the show, and then they start to, that panic starts to kick in. They're locked in their diet, and then they've got, they practice their posing and their presentation, and then they're still guessing about what they're supposed to do. And so that's why we've got today's guest joining us. We're joined by Alexandra Horton. She is the official makeup artist for ICN New Zealand, working with many, many, many athletes. I think there's far too many to count. So she's right in the middle of that chaos backstage on the show day. And so she's also not just a makeup artist, she's also an NPC fit model competitor. So we kind of got a bit of both perspectives there. So you're originally from Russia. What brought you over to New Zealand?
My husband.
There's always a man in there somewhere.
Yes, of course. My husband used to play rugby in Russia, and I used to work in the same rugby club, so that's how we meet. We actually pretty much met in a rugby field, and fell in love. A couple of years in Russia. 2015, we moved to New Zealand.
If you play rugby, you can't not go to New Zealand.
I don't know.
Just...
You also can't.
It was supposed to happen.
Exactly. I mean, you don't usually hear that we met on the rugby field. That's a slight twist, but it's.
I always try to be quiet because after going, there's so many questions after that. What?
Yeah, so explain.
You and a rugby.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Rugby to bikini. That makes complete sense. Yep. So when you came over here, was it meant to be permanent?
That was funny because when we left in Russia with my husband, he said to me, "Are you ready to move to New Zealand?" And I thought, "No, but okay, let's do it. Let's do it and see how we will go." And I moved to New Zealand. I just fell in love with New Zealand, to be honest. And I thought, "Oh my God, I think I'm on my place." I actually quite love the country. Coffee. I got really addicted to coffee. And that's pretty much what
pretty good. The coffee is pretty good in this part of the world.
We have really good coffee, and that's what actually kept me here all these years.
Not even like the temperature being above zero majority of the time.
Well, as you guys know, I'm in the Taipei, so we actually pretty much similar weather that like in Russia. Russia a little bit colder, but yeah, I'm still coldest place.
I'm just trying to picture out when you looked at moving to New Zealand and you looked at the map and you went, right, we're in Russia, and you went, now of all of the places in New Zealand we can move to, Taihape looks great. Let's pick that one. It's like, sure.
So my husband's family is here, and he's a farmer, and my husband always says Taipei is a paradise, and he's actually not wrong. Actually not wrong.
We don't want to offend those from Taihape, do we, Rachel?
Don't listen to Chris. He lives in Auckland. He can't talk.
This is true. Yeah, not by choice. I mean, trust me, I would rather be somewhere else. So your husband is from. I guess the other question is, what the hell was he doing in Russia? It's not exactly like a.
Played rugby, yes. He used to play here. He used to play in Otago. He used to play in Southern, and he used to play Maori All Blacks.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, 1 year he decided he wants to experience, and he already had some friends play in Russia. They asked him if he would like to come to Russia. Yeah, he thought it will be a great experience for him, and he went to Russia and met me.
I don't think he was planning on meeting his future wife on the rugby field, but
I don't think so. It's just happened. Yeah.
Obviously, his best decision he's ever made.
Absolutely.
Clearly.
So, coming to New Zealand, how did you then get into makeup? Because you weren't in makeup back in Russia, were you?
No. To be honest, I used to be a real tomboy. Like, never was interested in the beauty. That was never interested me. And one day, my friend, she asked me to be a nail model, and that's where the obsession came with the beauty. I thought, oh, actually, I quite like this little sparkles. Rachel. I know this little sparkles. I know I like this little beauty. And I thought, I will try. I might will try. And I started just a little bit there, a little bit there, a little bit there. And then pretty much people actually started asking me about makeup. Like, can you do makeup? And I thought, oh, I never thought I'm really good in that. But I started to do people makeup and everyone just like, you need to do professional. You've been born for that. And I thought, oh, I will try.
So how did that become a full-time career in Tie Happy? Just asking. Just
So when I came to
Chris was probably just picturing like empty fields.
yeah.
I was actually picturing sheep, but that was going down. I was like, right.
No, I have quite a lot of sheep around me here. That I live on a farm. So yes, Taipei is 1,600 people, but we have a little town around us, which is a similar numbers. It's not just the 1,600 people, just the Taipei. So we have a like little towns around me. And when I came to Taipei, I thought, what can I do? And I thought, I might will start with the nails. And I asked my husband, what do you think about it? And he said, not sure if it will work in Taipei. And I said to him, you know what? First love them nails. It doesn't matter where they are. They will do them now. They will just chase in the shape. They will just work. They will do something with the cars and tractors, but their nails always will be done. And that's where I'm started from, just from the nails and building up my business slightly up.
I think that's a very valid argument because I've given up even asking my wife how much she spends on nails. It's like, I don't want to know.
You don't need to know.
I don't need to know. I think it's probably an illegal thing. It's probably written in the marriage vow somewhere that I am not allowed to know this information. And frankly, it's none of my bloody business.
Look this way. She's a happy wife, happy life.
That's what I say. As long as we have one rule. She has to come home. Her wedding finger has to have a little extra sparkle on the nail. That's the only rule. And that's, And even the nail salon, they know this. They go, so what are we going to do this time?
Can't relate. I can't have nails with my job. Trying to thread needles with nails on is just...
But you could save on your little tweezers for, your little rhinestones. You could just,
It's really hard to... I struggle to hold the tweezers. And then even just picking up the rhinestones, if I'm trying to pick up just one rhinestone, I'm like...
Yeah, that's really hard. If you have a long nail, I'm just saying that.
Which does explain why the last show you were sitting there getting very frustrated trying to fix bikinis with like this going.
Oh.
Slight little panic attack. I'm trying not to chuckle. I'm going, I probably have more luck doing this. It was fun.
I get very frustrated with them and I tend to just rip them off, to be honest. I do love like how pretty they look, but I just get frustrated with them.
Especially when you work a lot with the hands.
Yes, especially working with the hands. Honestly, I wish, it's very lucky that he doesn't have to worry about that in his marriage vows.
There was a list, I'm sure, that has to be included. So
you have something.
Yeah, she's going to have something. So 2017, you got. Now you mentioned that you went back to Russia to level up your skills there. What was sort of involved with?
So after when I introduced myself to makeup, and a couple of ladies have been asking me to do makeup back there, so it wasn't that professional makeup. It was just more like how I feel like. In 2017, I decided to put this more on a professional level. Back to Russia is most of us know that beauty in Russia is just the next level. We have everything there for this. I'm back to Russia for 3 months and just level up my skills about makeup. It was pretty much just makeup.
Okay. And whereabouts did you go?
I went to Siberia, a city called Krasnoyarsk. That's where I'm from.
Can you see the makeup through all the layers of clothing you have to wear there?
Hey, we're not always minus 35. We have a pretty nice summer there, which is summer could be plus 30. It's not always cold.
I'm just. Are we talking Fahrenheit or Celsius? Because it's like we shouldn't talk. I mean, I haven't been to Siberia, so.
That's beautiful.
So this was the first time you've been back for upskilling, or have you do this periodically to go back to?
I pretty much do this every year. Yearly, I'm travel back to Russia, or I do my upskilling here in New Zealand, but it's a differently yearly upskilling.
Do you find that there's different trends every year?
100%, and it always comes from full glam, back to natural, like pretty much now we're back to natural, so less makeup, less Botox.
So a trend this year is more natural.
Definitely,
Go for the neutral colors.
yes, yes, and makeup and everything, please.
What's the difference between? Sorry, Chris, we're just going to shove you out of here because you don't know anything about makeup. What is the main difference between show makeup and like just nice going out for dinner makeup, or like your normal kind of glam versus stage glam?
Well, first of thing, of course, the tan. The makeup
Face.
should be pretty much matching your tan, not as dark as your tan because you don't want to be blended, but you want your face to be a little bit lighter. The thickness of the makeup, it's a stage makeup should be full coverage and eyes should be really pop because everything under bright lights, everything really blended, and we want our judges, or some judges will actually see our face expression as well. So we're making sure our efforts, their face will be stand out.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
even makeup,
People with the lighter makeup, it doesn't stand out about it because I've done my own a couple of times as well. Especially the first time I did it, it was not even close to dark enough. It's almost like it's almost borderline like drag makeup, eh? Like it's very, very big, very exaggerated.
And especially for blonde girls like you, Rachel, it has to be a little bit more thicker because
eyebrows. It's the eyebrows.
Yes, and light here, bright lights, everything blended. If we didn't put anything extra.
Question that a lot of ladies would be wondering: do you put tan on the face before the makeup, or
No, please don't do, please don't do, because we have to remove the tan. We have to remove the tan before we'll start the makeup because tan can start to melt and makeup won't be absorbed into your skin properly. So everything will be melted, will be gone in a couple of hours if you will have a tan on your face.
Would you put the base tan on the face?
Base tan.
Or is that for the stage day tan as well, or is it?
You can put a base tan.
Base tan.
You can put a base tan, but it has to be washed.
Yeah.
Before we'll start to make
base
up.
tan, let the face like come a little bit closer to,
a little bit darker.
Then, wash it off so it's kind of a little bit darker than normal, but not as pasty as what I would look like now. But no stage day tan on the face.
No stage, please, because that will turn out a disaster for us.
Do your makeup artist a favor, people.
That's why I've always recommended the girls to get your makeup done by a professional because we differently know what is the best for you.
Definitely, I agree. Like anyone getting a stage makeup, it has like it's so hard to this difference between being on stage and someone who just does your usual like even like bridal makeup and stuff. It's so different. Actually, how did you get into doing stage makeup the first time? Because obviously it's hard to. The first time is always going to be a big jump for everyone.
It was my client. One of my clients decided to compete. I think back there it was NBBA.
Never?
Oh, never.
Yeah, never. Yep, never. Yeah, I try to remember. And she asked me if I can do stage makeup. And before I say yes, I actually been taking a couple models to practice on and just making sure I will nail that before I will do your stage makeup. And it was a lot of online tutorials and so before I decided to do stage makeup.
Thank God for YouTube.
But yes, from then it was become a big obsession. It was just like, my God, I love it. Give me more.
So did you decide to compete after getting into the stage makeup then?
Pretty much back to my student age, I've been asked to compete, and I wasn't sure back there because I was in professional sport in athletics and then rugby, so I've always been busy. And I thought this is sort of another side when I'm not sure if I will be good on that. When I came to New Zealand and after I done a couple of my athletes, I thought, actually, I needed some challenge. I needed some challenge in my life. Why not? Let's do it. So that's pretty much how it comes.
Do you find that competing yourself, do you find that helped you with the stage makeup side of things? Like knowing, I guess, like experience being on stage and then what the makeup,
100%. So I know how athletes feel from inside now and how athletes feel after when they've done their makeup and how the makeup actually should look like and how does it sit on your face. It definitely helps a lot.
Yeah, being able to feel it. I'm going to be honest. First thing I do when I get off stage, or like when I'm done for the day, is get the eyelashes off.
I feel
I can attest to that. See that?
It's pretty much when you come back home and take your brow off.
Yeah, it's like, get in the shower, get rid of it all, because it's just like, it's very thick.
It's just enough time to allow for the Thai delivery to arrive for Rachel. It's like,
yes.
What does she want?
That's literally what we do. We order food and I go, get rid of everything, and then I come back and food is ready.
We have Amazon glamorous goddess goes outdoor left and stage right. Where'd you come from? It's pretty much
a homeless person coming out, and you're like, huh?
2 big sweatpants and an hoodie that probably belonged to, I don't know. It's a very much.
So what was the biggest thing you learnt then after competing on stage? Like, what was the biggest thing you learnt with the makeup after being on stage yourself?
That's a good question. Never thought about it. That's pretty much what the biggest thing I learned, how making sure your makeup will stay all day and all night. Because some girls sometimes going with this makeup, they're going out because they love to all this glam and stuff. And that's pretty much after my first competition, I will start to search a lot of products that will be last longer for every type of skin. And this is pretty much, we talk about base. We talk about base because foundation pretty much you can go with the same sort of foundation, but you need to differently choose a proper base and making sure you will prepare your face for makeup stage, because sometimes what we have to work with is we have to do an extra job if it hasn't been prepared.
So
skin 14 as well.
What would you recommend to prepare for your stage makeup then? What do
So
we need to do?
From a start, if you don't do anything aggressive a week before, so we talk about no peeling, we talk not really micro needling or anything like that. If it is can afford micro needling, the best start micro needling maybe 3 months before competition. Water, of course, we drink a lot of water anyway, so that is a great. And just moisturize your face. Just put some serum on your face, because we're losing a lot of water from our face, and we start to be quite wrinkly.
Yeah, that's actually the biggest thing I've found over the years as well, is the moisturizer is so important, because the dry makeup, it all cracks. And especially and later in the day as well, because usually we don't drink enough on stage day because you just get excited and things happen. Some people also don't generally drink a lot anyway. But yes, and then you get dehydrated, your face gets dry. So yes, definitely the moisturizer I've found for me has been a huge game changer.
Moisturizing serum is the best, and you can use it pretty much to the competition day, because that's really important, especially on the stage, because the skin starts to get so dry and you put a makeup, and unfortunately as much we would love to fix everything, we can't fix everything. I would love to.
Chris is like, can't relate.
I'm like, you guys might as well be speaking in Russian. I'm like, moisturizer? I mean, whatever my wife puts in the bathroom, I'm like, okay. And then she's always like, did you moisturize? I'm like, yes, dear. She's like, you liar. I'm like,
did you use my shampoo?
Yeah, probably. I was actually just thinking that he probably uses the shampoo. Yeah, it's like, how far forward do you come? Where's the head start and the forehead start?
It's all soap. Jeez, you just
Sorry,
ladies just overcomplicating it. Fine, I can take it. Right.
What is the biggest no for girls to do before they come to you then for stage makeup? Is there anything that like drastically, like other than the moisturizing and the tan, is there anything else that you've had girls come in frequently that they do and you're just like, oh, and it just makes your job harder?
Aggressive facials. Big no, because sometimes girls just like, oh, I'm gonna get my facial like 3 days before competition, and they will start to get chemical peeling and stuff like this. It's a definitely 100% big no, because the skin will start to peel, and I won't able to do anything with it, because skin will start to peel and makeup won't be actually even on. So that's a big no. Not aggressive facials before.
Beautiful. So no stage day tan, moisturize, and no facials.
This is the one.
Your makeup artist will have a much easier job, and we always want to make the makeup artist job as easy as possible.
This is
the good thing, to be honest, for girls to do the shape, brow shape. That will be fantastic if girls can go and get the brow shape. They don't have to put a tint on their eyebrows, but if they can do the brow shape, that will help us a lot.
Yeah, less drawing and angling, and it's already there.
Yes, if you don't have to do this and behind the stage, just like, oh, we need a little bit make the eyebrows shape and whatnot.
What is actually the biggest, I guess, makeup mistake that you see on stage when you're watching shows? Because obviously, as a competitor as well, you are watching other people sometimes. What's the biggest mistake you've seen that somebody's done with their makeup that obviously has not been done by you?
Blended color being blended together with the color, because the face always should look a little bit like that. Your face shouldn't be blended with your body, because on the stage then the judge is not going to see your face. You're just going to be all black.
The in between is like you're not like photoshopped on, but you're also not all one color.
Yes,
it's almost like
100%.
ombre up.
Yep, 100%. About like two tones lighter. That's what I like to do. So I do 2 tones lighter than your body, and oh my god, I forgot the word. And then we go a little bit darker around our cheeks and the zones when we actually can make it all nice shape.
And
contouring.
Oh yes, contouring. Would you like a good contour? I was gonna say, and we all the coloured eyes. What's our?
I know what Rachel's pet peeve on this one is.
Eyeshadow shades. What are your recommendations?
Right. So some people really love to have eyeshadow shades similar as them bikini. Yes, big no.
I'm vigorously shaking my head, people. I'm like, no.
I agree with the Chris here, because here we go. We blended our face out to blend it with the bikini. So I would recommend to go with the eye color, because eye color differently you can make our eyes really pop when you use right shades with the right eye, right shades of makeup or right color.
So for everyone, we do not do, if you're wearing a blue suit, does not mean have blue eyeshadow. I have made this mistake before.
Yes, you have.
Not a good look. So yes. But would you say, if in doubt, neutral kind of tones, like the bronzy kind of colors, the neutral colors,
always
if in
winning.
doubt?
Yes, the bronze colors always winning. It's like a universal color, what is will suit everyone. 100%. If athletes they're not sure about colors and they never wear the colors, you always will do more like a bronzy color for them, because this is number one.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So what does a typical show day look like for you if you're what the main makeup artist? Sorry, I lost my words for a second there. We are doing the makeup for the show. What does the day look like for you as one of the key makeup artists?
Pretty much early in the morning we get in the venue, we set up, making sure all my girls have a running order with our athletes. I'm the one who's organizing all the team, and because we have 2 hairdressers girls and we have 3 makeup artists, and I'm making sure all my girls have a running order and everyone knows what time they have them athletes. So we're going through this way. So I'm going to explain who is who, give the girls the phone numbers, how we can contact our athletes, because sometimes we can finish late or we can finish early, and we can contact our athletes and say, look, I'm just finished a little bit early. If you're ready at venue, you can come. So just making sure we have all the athletes contact. And pretty much 6 o'clock in the morning, we start from bodybuilding girls. And then it depends on show running order, we start to do our makeup. If it's a bikini, figure, swimsuit, and depends of the time we taking out.
So when the athlete's making a booking, are they booking in by specific time for you, or are you they book the makeup, and then are you going back and saying, okay, you're in a bikini, which is not on until like the 4th or 5th class, so therefore you don't really need to be coming in for makeup till about 1 o'clock. Is it that way, or are they just whenever they choose to book it?
This is that way, Chris. I always contact the girls, always, because IVB show and ICN show a bit different. So for IVB, all the girls have to be behind the stage at, before 10 a.m. How I remember. ICN show you can easy to go. You don't have to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning to done your makeup. So we're always going for running order, and we're making sure all our athletes will finish their makeup hour before on the stage. So and every time when girls contact me, I always let girls know I can't give you time right now because I need to the running order first. And once I will get the running order, I will come back to you with the time. 99%, it is pretty happy with that.
It's the best thing ever, not having to get up at like 4 a.m.
4 a.m. to sit
I
around
know.
for 3 hours waiting for a tan, then going, hey, but my makeup is at 8 o'clock.
Oh,
and
no,
you're like,
usually you get the night makeup first because you don't know how long the tan is going to take.
yeah,
Yes, this is another key, Rachel, because a lot of new girls are always panicking. How come you're gonna do my makeup before my spray tan? It's always big panic, and I always explain to my girls our makeup doesn't depend on your spray tan.
Yeah.
So we're always making sure you're not gonna be look too light or too dark. We already know how spray tan works and what colors, because we already done this previous. So you don't need to panic about it.
Which is
We'll
why it's always
will
good
do
to have
our
someone
best.
with experience.
exactly.
Exactly.
How generally how many athletes would you be working with in a day? Do you go based on how many bookings and then you know how many other artists to bring with you, or what sort of time frame are you looking at for each athlete?
So we taking from a minimum probably 10 girls pure makeup artist.
Mhm.
One day it was a national couple years ago. I done 19 girls. So we've been pretty bit short with the makeup artists. That's why I was able to invite one more makeup artist to our team because
Mhm.
it was a lot of girls and unfortunately not enough makeup artists. We done in time. Everyone been happy, but my maximum number was 19. But usually, roughly, we're talking about 10 girls per person.
Do you, I thought of this before, do you do the makeup differently for different categories? Like, I actually don't even know this. So like, say a figure girl, would she have slightly different makeup style to someone in, say, bikini?
No, no, no. I pretty much do makeup what athletes want. Most of athletes they already come with the photo. They already show me the photo and they tell me that's what they want. And of course, I will explain to them what adjustment I'm gonna do. Because of course makeup not gonna look as the
Obviously, a
photo.
different person.
Yes. But I always will explain them and I always will explain with the colors. For example, if she got a green bikini and she will show me the green makeup, I will just explain you. I will try to tell her maybe this is not the best option.
This is me too. If somebody says they want like a yellow suit, I'm just like, okay, so let's see how I can push
Yeah,
them to maybe the other
how we
direction.
can work with that.
Maybe red.
Yeah.
Not for makeup,
So,
no.
do you find that when the athletes are backstage, you know, they're getting their makeup done, what sort of are they do you find that if that say it's a first time athlete, are you finding there's a little bit more pressure from them to so they have this look of the way it should be, or are they pretty much just like do what you want type stuff?
From a new athlete, it could to be a little bit stressed, could to be a little bit next level from new athletes. Our job, we try to just making sure our athletes will feel comfortable first of all with us, and then we just try to have our best conversation about lifestyle, about how was the prep and stuff like this to make them more calm. After when they done makeup, so they feel more calm and glam. So that's pretty much our job to be makeup artist and a therapist at the same
I'm about
time.
to say therapist, yeah, therapist 101.
It's like hairdresser things. Would you recommend actually having those photos to base off? So, or are you happy for people to just show up and be like, "Yep, just go for it"? Is there like a
I would love
preference
to,
or?
yes, after if my athlete will come with the photos, or because I'm always good to see what they want. Because sometimes athletes can come and say, I want a smoky eyes, but that's not what they wanted. Or they say, I want a really natural makeup, but they actually want a really glam makeup. So if our athlete will have a quota of what they want, that will be perfect because I just like, right, so I know what you want.
Yeah, I get
And
this
that
too as well.
helps us a lot.
Sometimes people will say they want a certain color and they're like, "Oh, this is the color I want." I'm like, and then they show me what it is. I'm like, "That's not that color."
Yes, you know, they say green, but they just absolute blue color.
Yeah, I'm
So
like,
yes, same with us.
that's turquoise. It's a little bit more on the blue side, and then they're trying to pick out like this like emerald shade, and I'm like,
So when you guys are working backstage, I mean, I mean, I know it's always like you're focusing on, you know, the athletes that you've got to work on, but I mean, as a coach, I know when I'm backstage, I frequently will see somebody do something and I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? Or, okay, we need to change something. Do you actually walk past any of the, when you see backstage and you'll see one of the girls come past with makeup and you just want to go up and sort of go, just need to fix that spot right there? Or do you just sort of
Yes,
go, okay?
every time. I can't help myself. I probably just sometimes maybe I should to walk past and just don't think about it. But I can't help myself because what I want, even if she didn't book with me, I still want she will look the best on the stage. And of course, I will ask her if she would like me to help her, even like not full makeup, but I'm always happy to help. Just say what is better to shade or what is put on.
It sounds like a certain bikini manufacturer I know who can't sit down and relax backstage because he wants to fix everybody's bikini. Not naming anybody.
This is our job. This is our job.
I'm exactly the same. Even if somebody didn't get their suit from me, I'm constantly running around. And if I see someone wearing their suit wrong or something, I'll just go up to them and be like, hey, can I just fix this? So, yes.
And hey, end of the day, that's how we sell ourselves.
It's good. It just creates like a really nice vibe backstage.
Yeah.
But speaking of fixing things backstage, what do you recommend for athletes to do if they have some kind of mishap? Like, I don't know, they've smudged their lipstick while eating or something. They've managed to rub their eye accidentally. I don't know. Some of us aren't always makeup people going into the stage. So what would you recommend to do if we have one of those little mishaps?
So I always recommend to athletes to have them on lipstick, just for in case the shade what they prefer. Because sometimes it could be quite busy and we can miss our athletes to help them to little fix. But most of the time, I would say probably 98%, we always are happy to fix the makeup. We always say if something happened, come back and we'll fix it. If the lash a little bit pull out or the lip is smudged or they smudged something with the makeup, we're always there to help them. We're always there. I usually say pretty much till 6 p.m. at night behind the stage to help the athletes to fix if we need to fix.
Yeah, perfect. Yes, because that's always like a fear, I think, especially if you're like there all day. You get there in the morning potentially, and then you lie down or something, and then, oh no, my mascara.
Yeah, that's
where
that's
did
why
that
we're there
eyelash
for.
go? So what do athletes think matters when they're backstage and they're getting glammed up? They actually think matters, and you're actually like, man, that doesn't really, not really important. They're coming in and saying, this must be done this way, and you're like,
I think it's just my nature, my Russian crazy nature, and
I never said anything about Russians. Just
if they will say it has to be done this way, and I know that's better, I would which way better. I can't help myself. I will make it nicely.
I think you just described every single Russian woman I've ever met in my life.
Hey, it's okay. I do the same. Actually, like depends on the person a little bit. If I don't know them too much, I do break it a little bit more softly. If I know them, I'm like, yeah, no, you're not allowed to do that. Like, one of Chris's clients recently did a consult with me, and I was like, no, we aren't doing that.
Which they then tried to pull a Swiftie on me and sent me samples of the fabric that she was going to wear, and I'm like, I know Rachel's messing with me on this one.
Yeah. The best way is sometimes be straight and just let them know which way is better.
Yeah, no, it can
because
be
you're
hard.
the professional.
Yeah. So you got to give the advice, but then sometimes people still don't want it, unfortunately. So you just got to kind of do the best you can with that at that point.
Just find the way. Sometimes you have to do it, but
you do the little tweaks.
Yeah. For all this years since 2018, I never had an issue with my athletes. We always try to make it work.
So what do you think is the most important thing then? Because we've said like what we think isn't as important, but what actually is important? What is the most important thing?
Most of important thing about makeup or
so the most important part of the makeup on stage. This might be a very, very tricky question.
It is a tricky question. You actually make me think now. You guys told me about this question. So most of important, probably trust the process. I would say trust the process. Yeah, because
the black eye look at the start.
So and sometimes they just will have a sneaky look in the mirror, just like, oh no, trust the process, because we've been there since 2018, done a lot of stage makeup, and we definitely know what we're doing. And this is in our interest to make you feel 100%.
And look good as well, because like if people are tagging you and like you obviously want that to look good as well, like because yeah, again I'm the same.
Of
It's very
course,
like visual based, so it's like you don't want to do something that's going to look bad. Like it's in your best interest as well to make it look good.
of course, yeah, and of course, I want my edit to feel 100% on the stage. This is
Yeah.
my job to make it sure.
I guess that sort of segues into one section is how much can hair and makeup actually improve an athlete's look? I mean, is there a line where you go, oh, I'm just, you know, I mean, yeah.
100%, 100%. It's a presentation yourself on the stage and right makeup and right um hairstyle always will can bring you a more bonus of your look.
Mhm.
100%.
For hair, what's your usual recommendation, or does it depend on the person? Like have it up, curly, straight? Is there a difference between any of them?
Well, of course, bikini girls, judges always prefer to hair down. Of course, sports model, I really like girls with the ponytails. I think it looks really sporty and really cool. Figure girls, bodybuilding always hair up because we need to see the back and shoulders. Hair down never really work very well. Fitness girls, Chris, what do you think about fitness girl? What is the best for fitness girls?
Fitness and bikini and swimsuit, I would say hair down. It does, well, and wellness as well, because it adds to the femininity of it, to be fair. Particularly, obviously, not just in ICM, but particularly in the IFBB. So, yeah, generally down. But I mean, the common mistake that I'm seeing happen recently is the, show my complete lack of knowledge of anything to do with hair and makeup, but I'm going to say the straight
Oh,
bottom
straight cut.
fringe. Straight cut on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, yeah, you've paid how much for those hair extensions and you just it up. Yeah.
This is a
It's
good point. It's a really good point, Chris, because most of girls they are trying to have that really perfect straight on the bottom of their hair. So this is a really good point, Chris. I think for
well,
girls.
thing is it needs to taper so that it actually you got to remember when it comes to judging and you know it's about symmetry and it's smoke and mirrors. It's like anything you can do that's going to make your waist look smaller and your shoulders look wider, then you're adding to the drama of the effect that you're trying to bring to stage. So if you've got that essentially straight wedge or whatever you want to call it on the bottom, you've got this block of hair that's going straight down your back, and you're not adding to anything. In fact, you're making your waist look bigger. So I think getting that shaped is really, really important. Straight hair seems to be more the trend now.
More
And,
common.
when I say straight,
Yeah.
less volume, less curls. I mean, you only have to look back to when bikini first started, and the hair was straight out of an MTV '80s rock video with like teasing. It was all over It was just like the girls would walk out on stage. It was like, geez. Like don't stand too next to the stage lighting because it's going to be hazardous to your health. But you're starting to see, I think, probably more like the makeup now. You're starting to see it a little bit softer, a little bit more natural.
100%.
There's
The drag queen.
I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to. I could that. Yep. The Russian said that, not me.
Chris, it's just easier. You can like lie on straight hair. You
but
can lie down.
I can't say that. It's I get in trouble. Exactly.
It's actually, we just started to talk about the hair, and I would like to say and let my athletes know about the extensions. A lot of girls bring extensions here, but the best here, when you use extension here, making sure your natural hair will be blended with extension here, because sometimes girls have a really straight hair, and they bring this extension here on the clips. So we put the extension here on the clips, but we still can't blend it, your natural hair with the extensions because you have a really straight cut. So you're just making sure that hairdresser will just make it a little bit thinner on the end. And of course, color. Color most of important, making sure your color, your extension hair and your natural hair will always all blended, because sometimes girls bring like the hair not that dark, but the extension here will be like on 2 shades darker, and that's
Just
is
doesn't match.
unfortunate. It doesn't
Yeah,
look
and you
good.
can
So
very
making
easily
sure.
see the difference when the extensions don't match. And then I have issues because my hair is so fine and thin that often my extensions will curl and my hair will not. So
Yeah,
often
so
you have
this is
issues.
another key.
So yeah, making sure that your extensions will behave with your hair. If they don't, do you think extensions are necessary?
For some girls, I would say yes. Yes, especially how you say you have a really thin hair. Same story with me. I have a really thin hair. Even I try to grow my hair, it just looks like it's just only a little bit there, and it doesn't even look that good. It doesn't look feminine, even with my hair being long. So I always will put extensions. Yes, some viewers unfortunately have to have extensions.
The male classes. This is why we never cover male classes, right, Rachel? Because they're basically boring. There's no
They don't
excitement.
have to
There's
do
no drama.
anything.
You've got two choices. You can shave or you can get hair. It's like, I mean, the whole rule is as long as you don't have a mullet, I don't care what you do with your hair. And that is aimed particularly at one athlete.
Some people can pull off the mullet. Some people
No,
can.
they can't. No,
Okay.
no. And those are generally the guys that will rock up with a moustache as well. It's like, you're not C-Bum, and he couldn't even pull off a mullet. So get a freaking haircut. That's showing my age. And then again, I grew up in West Auckland, the home of the mullet, so I'm allowed to say that. So
All right, so actually, speaking of the hair, is there anything that girls should do to prepare their hair before coming in? If they're getting their hair done, is there anything that they need to do to their hair other than, I guess, wash it before getting the tan on? Is there anything that they should do to make sure their hair is nice and prepped for being done?
I would recommend definitely go to hairdresser and get your hair, your color done, and all of this. Of course, like what you can do just making sure just use some mask, good quality mask for your hair. Maybe just like a week before, if you wanted this perfect shine on your hair. Yeah, on the competition day, I would recommend not to do anything, but definitely please wash your hair before you're done your tan. Please, just like same day. Just wash your hair, dry them, and go down the tan. Because sometimes that's good if you haven't washed your hair like day before, or you wash like 2 days before competition. Then on competition, then we could be quite struggle to even curl your hair because the hair not gonna keep the curls. Yeah. So day before, wash your hair, the best if you can.
And then it can get quite oily, and then even if you have it straight, it can get quite a bit too flat if it's straight.
Yes.
So it gives it more body.
And that's exactly what we don't want. Yeah, we don't want to just oily look.
Again, Chris can't relate.
What are they talking about? I don't know what is the oily.
I would like it known officially this is a fashion choice. I'm too freaking lazy. It's, I mean, I could grow it out if I wanted to, but then, I'm too lazy. And think about the hair products that I save. I mean, I'm doing my bit for the planet.
That's fair. And also it saves you money because don't have to buy any hair products.
Exactly.
Yeah.
As a male, paying $45 every 4 weeks to go and get my hair cut is kind of like, no. I mean, I can't afford it. I mean, Valerie's is like $380 every time she goes and gets her cut. So it's like, it's an economy of scale thing, happy wife, happy life. I contribute that way.
You're investing in your wife.
Exactly. She's listening to this, I'm sure. I'm sure. Did you get any message come through? Does any message come through?
I heard her in the background saying I am.
Yeah.
Oh, here she comes. Shh.
See?
Oops. Yeah, we look. So to sort of transition a little bit, because obviously the male portion of this competitive sport are not known for their grooming standards. Obviously, you probably don't get a lot of guys booking in for makeup for shows. I would assume. Would that be?
Have you ever had any males booked in?
No. For stage makeup, for bodybuilding, I never had, but they've been asking. But I think they might a little bit worry about how others will look at them, like what other people would think.
They're
if they will
standing
come
on
and done their
stage
makeup.
in a thong with baby oil on. They're not. Why are you, gentlemen? Why are you worried about what a little bit of mascara or blending into the skin is? It's like it's probably the least thing they need to be concerned about.
Do you think they should? Out of curiosity?
Well, we actually, yes. We actually been talking about it with my team, and a lot of girls been agree about maybe should we start to offer male makeup, because sometimes you be just looking and you just think that we actually can improve them look with a little bit makeup on.
Don't say it, Rachel. Yeah. I can see what you're thinking. Don't go there. I can see.
I just think they should have like a little bit of foundation at least to just make the tan look tidier, because on the face it often ends up like almost patchy. Like, I don't know, it's not often clean. So
I agree with this. Yeah.
I do think they would benefit from a little
bit. It makes it look a little bit foofy.
Yeah,
all bit patchy. Yeah.
It looks
agree with
messy.
that.
It looks dirty. Like, it almost looks like they've just got a dirty face. Like, I think that, yeah, a little bit of foundation, the boys would probably benefit. They could even contour and get a better jawline.
Easy peasy, they can do it.
Gentlemen, take notes. And they're watching every the female
Something
athlete
to
looking
think
at.
about.
They're looking at their partner sideways now, going, "I told you." See, yeah. And to be fair, that is the downside. I think a lot of males, and that's the difference I think between the female classes and the male classes. The female classes really are focusing on the overall presentation. So you've gone through prep, and I frequently say to an athlete, you've spent all this time in prep, you've tortured yourself, and it's not fun and it's not easy, and the reality is it shouldn't be. But you've done all this work, and then they'll screw it up by skimping out on the tan, or they won't look after their skin properly. And male bodybuilders, tanning prep is almost unheard of, and it's like, half of them will rock up having had a shower just before they're getting tan with Dove body wash or an Axe deodorant spray if we're lucky. And, the tan doesn't react well, but they're certainly not putting the effort into their overall presentation. Like, one, thinking about, how healthy does their skin look? As you said, they are dehydrated, and so the skin's going to not look as plump as it should be. And then, they're not even putting the practice into posing. Like, we did this posing workshop last week in Norwich, which was, what do we have, 16, 17 girls, and not a single guy.
Amazing.
None of the guys.
It was like, none of the guys showed up. But I think outside of, to be fair, a lot of guys are buying trunks the day before. If they're in bodybuilding, they're not really giving any consideration to colors. Some of the physique guys are out there shopping for the perfect pair of shorts that they saw Ryan Terry wear at the Mr. Olympia. And it's like, I can tell you as a judge, I'm not looking at your shorts, so I don't give a flying. As long as they fit. Buying from Hallenstein's doesn't matter. But they don't put in the thought. They're not thinking about looking after their skin for tanning. They're not thinking about, I still Waikato one year, this guy came out for pre-judging, and I literally said to him, whatever his name was, I won't say his name, but number 17, can I highly suggest between pre-judging and finals that you go home and shave your legs? It was literally like, he looked like a woolly mammoth, and I was like, it was probably not the best timing I could have picked it out, because I probably did embarrass the crap out of him, but it was like, yeah, it's a bodybuilding show. So makeup, one thing, but I think also the hair side from a male's perspective, they're not thinking about the overall presentation. And it is just for the female categories, it's part of the whole package, right? It's like,
yes,
think about this. You've done all the effort. Don't screw it up by looking like a sloth.
Is presentation in the male's criteria? Just out of curiosity, Chris? It is?
Well, it's not written down as something, but it's considered. If you've got a guy who's on stage and his, presentation goes right through from, obviously tan, is one side, and it's, whether the shorts are the appropriate cut or the trunks are the appropriate cut. There's no thing about, like hair and whatever. Like, am I allowed to have a beard? You're like, you can have a beard if you like, but if you show up looking like a guy at a ZZ Top, Rachel, that's a rock band from the 80s, just in case you didn't. Okay, just clarifying that one. If you rock up with looking like, Sasquatch, you're going to get penalized. But a lot of guys don't even shave their armpits. And it's like, you're going to stand here like this, at least put some effort in.
So, Chris, do you think maybe it actually has to be written somewhere? Because how I know the Tanyan ladies always let people know what they should do, even boys. But I think most of the time people don't read them emails about...
You're assuming that any male bodybuilder reads anything that they've received in an email. They have enough trouble sticking to a training plan and a menu plan to, But I think they should...
Some situation.
I think it would be a good idea if they received a... here is a prep thing that you should do for tanning. The problem is, really, without being disrespectful to the male bodybuilders, they don't pay a lot of attention to the details that they should do.
Maybe it has to be somewhere written about the presentation meta too.
Well, I think you'd have to be a world-class moron if you didn't think that presentation was somewhat important to a physique sport.
You met most bodybuilders, Chris?
I'm trying to be polite.
So basically what Chris is trying to say here is that you should please offer males makeup and hair so that they at least have the option of not looking homeless and dirty.
Yeah, that
we
would
will
be.
do that.
Yeah. A little bit of skin prep, gentlemen, of like, how to exfoliate before you get a tan, and don't shave the night before a tan, before before you're getting your
You
base
get in your
tan and
tank.
expect it.
Mm-hmm.
Again, to me, having been around the sport for long enough, it's kind of, that sort of seems like second nature. Like, you should know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, a lot of guys are just clueless. Well, anyway, that's
No,
enough about the gentleman.
we definitely can do this. We definitely can do it. We have a big team. We can make a little suggestion for
Maybe we can
our
ask
male
Brenda
athletes.
to put out a message and say, guys, please.
Yeah,
Who's going to be the first one brave enough to book? That'll be it. Maybe you'll have to have a separate room, like a privacy screen that they can get. They got a back door that
Because
they
they
can come
can't
in.
admit to anyone that they have any makeup on.
Yeah, it's just
Hey.
there's
we will do everything to accommodate our athletes and making sure they feel comfortable. If they want to screen, we can organize the screen. That is not the problem.
All right,
I
so
think that's a way.
when do you think that athletes should be booking? Because I know you probably have a very similar situation to me, and everyone likes to do things last minute, and they're, oh, I need to book in my makeup. So when is the best time to book in for makeup for a show?
Start to book 3 months in advance.
3 months in advance, people.
100%, yes. And I always say that if something change, you decide to not to compete, you just message me, let me know. We don't take a deposit, and this is a reason why I don't take deposit, because I know something can go wrong while you're in prep and you decide not to compete anymore. But the best time to start 3 months in advance, just message me, let me know what category you competed and what you want to done. And I'm already put a note. Okay, I already have your name. Once I got my running order, I will contact you back. Only what I ask my clients, my athletes, if you don't want to get your makeup done before your competition, at least give us 48 hours, because it's a good to be. We still 48 hours. We still can get some athletes who would like to book. And at least we can fit another athlete. But if you don't let us know on advance, then it's gonna make it hard for everyone.
Yeah, no, definitely do not no-show. And also, if you message on the day, I'm assuming it's going to be pretty hard for you to get to your phone at most stages.
Yes.
You'll be a little bit buried in work. So we talked a little bit earlier about so you have competed. You did the NZIFBB's Tournament of Champions in 2025. And you are going to be competing again this year. I understand you're going to be competing both in New Zealand and also in Australia, which is exciting.
Yes.
What was the final trigger that you went, I think it's time that I put on a bikini and some heels? You've done all the makeup and you're like, I think it's my turn.
So it was 2023. So it was my first year when I competed in ITN. So that year, let's go back there. So me and my husband, we've been trying to have a baby for 6 years. And when I decided to actually put a heels on, it was a sort of like, need to something challenge me and put my mind away from, the baby situation. So, and I had like a good year break. And I thought, I'm going to use this break for myself and do what I want. And that's pretty much. In my student age, I always been thinking about actually bodybuilding, but it always wasn't the right time. And I thought, well, the right time will never happen. So it's right now, right here. So, and I message one of the coaches and I say, hey, I would love to compete in ITN in August. And they say, shit, we're a little bit
as long
short
as
with
this
the
wasn't
time.
July that you messaged them, it's like, I get that. It's like, I'd like to do the ice, and you're like, that's in 4 weeks.
Well, that was a 16 weeks. So it was 16 weeks.
Too bad.
Yeah. But they said, no, we're going to do our best. And that's pretty much when everything started. Then I compete. Then I had my baby girl. And after last year, I thought, I'm going back. I'm actually in love. That's something what I really like it.
And how is your prep going this year?
Pretty good. I feel like I never finished since last year. It's pretty much going to carry on. But we're doing all right. Yes, I have a really good team. My husband and my mother-in-law who is helping me with the baby girl.
I say it's a bit different competing now with a baby.
100%. I've taken my head off from all ladies who's competing with the babies. Differently, twice challenge for us ladies, but we just go with it.
And she still looks incredible.
So, all right, we did pre-warn you earlier. We have a quick fire question round. So you have to say the first thing that comes to your head.
Okay.
And your response has to be under 30 seconds.
Okay.
All right. And you can say anything you want, and nobody will take any offense to whatever you say. So it's
promise.
Will they?
Okay.
Rachel can start.
Well, I mean, this one, there might be a little bit of favoritism involved here, but best overall look that you have created.
Do you have a favorite person or
do you have a favorite look that you've done for makeup?
best overall look created? You know what? The first name come to me. Oh my God, the girl Holly. She's done a figure in 2023. I think she's the best. The best overall look was for me. What I done.
Was that
Are you talking about clients? Yes, it was. I seen. I'm sure it was 2023, and it was the nationals.
There you go. Holly's going. Okay. All right. Now we can get you into trouble. What is the worst look that you have seen on stage?
What I seen on stage.
Don't have to name the person. We're not going to name and shame them. But when you've seen any, like either it's been an international show where you've seen online or whatever, have you looked at it and gone, "Whoa, Jesus"?
Yes, this was a young girl. It was 2024. I'm sure it was 2024. The girl was competing in bikini and novas, and unfortunately, I didn't do the makeup that day because I just had my baby girl. But I've been there, and yes, it was unfortunate. It was a young girl, and I think she did the makeup herself, and the face was darker than her body.
That's impressive.
Yeah,
You need to try to do this. Yes, that's well, and I think that's why the presentation wasn't the best, because she was just blended. Like, yeah.
I always say to people, if you ever do want to do your makeup yourself, get it done first, and then you have something to reference back to, because like you will never be able to do it yourself, especially the first go. It's never going to end well. So at least get it done professionally one time, so that then at least you know what it's supposed to look like. All right, next question. What is the most underrated part of the overall presentation, do you think, for competitors?
Underrated part, how do I understand that?
So I could, like, hair, makeup, like tanning even, like what's the most underrated thing, like people maybe just don't think it's important?
10, 100% 10. I done mistake myself with the 10 on a stage, and I think people should think more about it, especially how they should prep their body for the 10.
Yes, exfoliate people.
Mm-hmm.
What is the one thing that competitors stress about that you think is the most overrated, or something they don't really need to stress about?
Time for their makeup.
You're like, it's okay, we're good, but I'm competing soon.
Yeah, don't worry. Yeah.
I definitely think, yeah, especially first timers, they do tend to stress a lot about the time, and I'm like, no. I've never known them to not be like at least half an hour late. I've never really known them to be early. It's very rare.
Yeah, 100%.
Right.
This is you don't need to think, and you don't need to worry about it. You are sorted. And even if you have that worry, just speak with me, and I will let you know like how we're doing and what is the best time and what is the best time is better for you.
Yeah. Usually I'm assuming closer is better, because then less time in the makeup.
Yes, exactly.
And let's be realistic. It's not very frequently that bodybuilding shows run to time.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
All right. What is the biggest backstage disaster that you've seen?
The girl was have to wash her her top coat 30 minutes before she went on stage. Yes, we're not sure what was happened. That was the last year, and we sort of not sure what's happened. The girl, she started to get reaction.
Oh.
And she started to become really, really patchy. Yes. So
interesting. Allergic to the
we
tank.
have to tell her to go wash and come back. But our professional tanning team, they fixed her, and she was on the stage, look your best. They fixed it all.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Reacting to the tan, that's
Yeah.
interesting. 30
That
minutes
was
as well.
Yeah, I'd be slightly
I know.
freaking out by that point. So let's see what
We
else we
try
got
to
here.
calm her down, and we try to tell her just do what they say. If they say do this, that you need to trust the
Yeah.
process. They try to do the best for you.
100%. Then usually competitors do freak out quite a lot more than sometimes they need to. Like usually the backstage people are like, "Okay, no, we're fine. We've got time, and we will make time for you if needed. Just do this. You're all good. If they tell you to do something, do it."
Yep, yeah. And with Dana,
Yep.
the makeup and routine was done on point.
Who's your favorite competitive athlete as a role model? Who do you look at and go, I want to look like her when I grow up?
Well, I will say to IFBB that your Myra, which is she's been every time when she's been competing in a pro, a fit model, she always becomes second, and I still can't understand why she always becomes second because I think she got the best overall look of everyone. So she is my number one for me. I definitely love. She's a Philippine girl. She's from
Yeah.
Philippines. Yeah,
I think I know who you're talking about. I really like her look as well. Like it's the full
she's
look.
amazing.
She's very full, like very almost sporty looking. Like I do like her look.
But in
Although
the same time, she's a sporty but feminine.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
she has that, and yeah.
Although I'm as having judged that category numerous times, as soon as I think I figured it out, then I need to see another show and it's completely different. And at which point I go, I give up. I don't know what's going on there. All right, last question we have for you: what makeup or hair trend do you think just needs to go? Nobody should do it. Just stop. Just no.
So how short
For-
do you reckon?
Let's go say in the bikini. Yeah, I seen a couple of girls with a short hair in a bikini, and that doesn't look all right. I think differently short hair for bikini competitors. Big no. For figure bodybuilding, that's a good one. Well, have a
Yeah.
short hair. So yeah, I'm not going that way. But for bikini girls, definitely I want to recommend to have a short hair. And for makeup, it's no particular trend for makeup. We're just making sure we just make the makeup suit our athletes. Yeah,
That's
but
interesting.
yeah, I hope it
All right.
helps.
All right, very important, just to wrap things up. Where can people find and book you for shows this year?
So you can find me on Facebook and Instagram, Alexandra Pro Beauty. My website, Unique Pro Beauty and Business Academy. If you want to look me through the website, but the best way contact me probably in Instagram.
We'll put the links and attach so people can find you there.
Thank
Any
you.
final advice for people heading into, obviously, first up, we've got this weekend the NZIFBB Mo's Muscles in Christchurch, which is the first time they've done it this time of year in South Island. And then 2 weeks after that, we've got the IC and Great Lakes Classic. So any advice for competitors going into those two shows that they should be thinking about?
Oh, that's a good question in advance. Maybe trust the process. This is my biggest advice to all people, and just go with the flow because we always have a big plan, but the things never go on the plan. Just trust the process. Put your shoulders down, breathe out, and go on the stage and show your best. Just relax on the stage. That's what I would say though, because that's always what I do. I just relax on the stage and just go with the flow.
It'll work. No point stressing about it now. That's what I say. Yeah. Right. Rachel, anything there in closing before we let the lovely...
Yeah, just like with that, trust the process. Like when you are getting your makeup done, don't attempt to look at yourself before the eyelashes go on. A lot of the time you get that black eye, you've been punched in the face kind of look. So yeah, just wait until your makeup artist tells you to look, or until your eyelashes are on. That's usually when it is starting to come together, because otherwise it can sometimes look a little bit funky, and then knowing competitors, you often then start freaking out because you overthink everything at that stage.
Exactly.
That's a
All right,
good one,
Alexandra.
Rachel.
Well, thank you very much for your time today. And any athletes, if you do happen to be backstage, make sure you pop by and say hi to Alexandra and give her team as much love as you can. Remember, as she said, book in early, get that taken care of so you know what you're doing. And of course, if you've enjoyed today's episode, make sure you like, subscribe, and follow on both Spotify and YouTube. It really does actually help more athletes find the show, and we can continue to bring such stunning content to you all. We will look forward to seeing you all next Monday at 5:30. We'll have a little bit of a wrap up about what went on in the NZIFBB Mo's Muscles. And other than that, guys, have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon.
Enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you.